Well, that completed night 1. That takes us to night 2, and night 2 opened up with the triple threat women's match. Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, and Naomi, who apparently got played to the ring by her dad. I didn't know that he was this world renowned.
Fire.
Yeah, this
And
world renowned.
and now I had my TV on 90, bro. I wanted to hear this so bad, and it makes sense why it felt so flat because I think they were, again, audio thing. I mean, this was night 2. You would think it'd be fixed. Maybe it was my TV. I'll take the blame. I guess.
No,
but
I didn't hear much either.
It didn't give me the bump that I was kind of hoping for. But boy, do I that was fire. That I say what you want about Naomi. This is like some of her best music she's had. I love this shit.
Well, you just said, say what you want about Naomi, so I will. I actually didn't hate her here. But again, this falls into the category that you mentioned a while ago. Are we in the Rhea Ripley vortex? Is this one of those situations where under normal circumstances, outside of that vortex, she's not much to write home about. But in this particular match, you know, she was in a Rhea Ripley Io Sky sandwich, and it worked out. This was a hell of an opening match.
Listen, I'll tell you what. It don't matter what kind of meat you put between those buns.
Oh my
That's
God,
a good ass sandwich.
Man, you came up with that shit just a few seconds ago. It was like, this is gonna rock, baby.
No, that shit was right off the top. That was fresh. Listen, you could tell in this match that they were very deliberate about what they're doing in this match. You can see the play, and that was put Naomi in front of each person individually to have. This match is push Naomi.
Yep.
That's 100% what it felt like, to the point where when they were going back and forth and Rhea I believe it was Rhea who knocked her out of the ring and Io slid in or came in and both looked at each other. It was like, okay, now that's out the way. Like, the crowd lost it, right? It almost as if like we just started a whole different match. Not to say that Naomi wasn't doing bad, but because of that, when Naomi was isolated, it really felt like, okay, we're putting the spotlight on you. We're doing things to make you look good. We're driving this new character that you're developing. So again, this isn't a bad thing, but it just kind of felt a little obvious. And when Rhea and Io were going, people just were losing their minds as if it was just those two. Yeah. The last thing I'll say about this, I really like that move that she does where she bounces off the rope and does a backflip. When she did that shit with Io, I don't know, something about Io sitting up there and she just did the move while she was sitting at the top row. That was fire.
Split-legged moonsault while Io was on
that was
the fucking
fire.
top rope.
The way she did that, she pulled it off very well and just looked clean. That one particular moment stood out for me. I really like that. I think the match went well. But again, it was very obvious. This is all hands on deck on pushing this this gimmick we're doing right now.
Which sucks because Rhea Ripley somehow has found the cheat code that Batista used to have, where he used to get unlimited title matches just over and over and over. He was either the champion or he competed as a challenger like 17,000 times. Rhea is running out of opportunities here before it starts to become, okay, all right, listen. You keep getting these chances. You keep coming up short. And then they brought it up on the show. I don't know if it was the positioning of it, but they had mentioned on the show that the next PLE for WWE is Clash in Paris, but in October, they're doing Crown Jewel in Australia. So if there was ever an opportunity for Rhea Ripley to defeat Io Sky, it looks like it might happen in her home country of Australia, which geographically, that's not too far from Japan, right? Just throwing that out there. You know, the flights have got to be a little bit more affordable over there.
Definitely closer, I think, from there to there than from here to there.
Yeah, exactly. They're on the other side of the goddamn planet. So, just some food for thought. But this was dope. This was good. It would have been better without Naomi, but since she's in there and that's the direction they're going with, then it is
Hey,
what it
get
is.
used to it. I'll tell you what. I know. Again, I know a lot of people don't really care for Naomi. I don't all the way dislike her, but I'd rather you force her down my throat than some of the other people that they've been forcing, like Naya and stuff like that. So that's where I stand.
Yeah,
So
somebody brought it to my attention. They said, "Oh, you're not so fond of Liv and you're not so fond of Naomi, and they're kicking ass." I was like, "Well, that's because their success is not dependent about how I feel about them. I'm not sitting here."
I mean, yeah, that's a weird take.
That's a weird take. Yeah, it's like
just because I dislike someone doesn't mean they're not doing good at their job.
Well, not just that they're doing good at their job, but there's an appeal that goes for everyone, right? There's always someone for someone, right? I wasn't a huge fan of Kofi Kingston when he won the title. Remember, I sat here on this show, I called it a Lifetime Achievement Award. That doesn't mean that he doesn't have millions of fucking fans around the globe. Right. That's part of the process. I know for you people out there that are critical for the sake of being critical, I almost don't mind your criticism if you're doing it under the realization that it actually doesn't matter that you criticize. Right. You're sharing an opinion, but you have no actual power or force in the situation. If I was booking a show and they offered me a Liv Morgan for the show to compete, I would book Liv Morgan. Not because
she has star power.
Exactly.
I don't want to fucking say it.
It doesn't matter that I don't like her particular style of what she does. The fact of the matter is that if she can get 1,000 people to my show based on what she does, I'm going with Liv Morgan. Same thing with Naomi. I don't like Naomi at all. You know, I'll tell you this: Lyra Valkyria.
You know what's even now that we're on the topic? I'll tell you what. Mark my words, when Liv comes back, you're going to witness one of the biggest female return pops in WWE history.
Bing, bing,
they
bing,
are
bing,
going
bing.
to lose. That injury is going to be the best thing that ever happened to Liv Morgan.
Yeah, because it gave people a break on her.
At a peak, she was cooking.
Yeah, and she got to take a break right on top, so it leaves you wanting more.
Mark, they better do this on a pay-per-view or PLE or something, dude. Her pop when she comes back is going to shake the fucking building. Mark my words, dude.
Yeah, my wife gave up on that, by the way. She goes, "I'm not calling them PLEs. Fuck that. They're pay-per-views. I'm over it.
I don't know. I've been watching videos and stuff, and I'm like, oh, come on. Like, if we're gonna do this and like really try to do something here, I want to talk the lingo. So I'm trying to train myself to say PLE.
Me too, but it's annoying her because she's just like, I'm not doing it.
I get it. Listen, it annoys me.